That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For so many reasons.
Now, before this whole GOAT debate thing, I didn't have any issues with LeBron or his fans. It just seemed once media shoehorned him into the conversation is when the fandom, in my opinion, went sideways. I mean, I've said this on my channel many times and will continue to say it. LeBron James is a great player. I don't think anyone with a working pair of eyes and that knows basketball can deny that he is great. Now, being great doesn't mean you are the greatest. That's where I have to draw the line and really push back. I've spoken my piece on LeBron James several times on this channel, but I try not to focus on him all the time. But I got some inspiration listening to some fellow content creators and felt the need to voice a few of my opinions and break down why some of James' narratives, or better yet, false narratives, are really just oversimplified statements that when really analyzed and given context, should be taken with an absolute grain of salt. We've heard them before. LeBron James makes his teammates better. LeBron James has faced unprecedented scrutiny in his career. We've heard LeBron James can guard every position in the NBA and is one of the most versatile defenders. Well, each of these do have some truth to them. I won't say they don't. But let's dig deeper into all three to see how some are taken way out of context when you drill down to it. But first, if you enjoy NBA breakdowns and analysis, please subscribe to the channel. We are working for that 2,000 sub mark and can't do it without you guys. Also, check out the GOATcast podcast, streaming live every week with guests and some wild takes. Thank you, and now let's get into this. The narrative that LeBron James makes his teammates better has been both widely celebrated and criticized, depending on the context and perspective. This idea stems from LeBron's ability to elevate team performance through his basketball IQ, passing, and leadership, but critics argue that the narrative is often overstated or misconstrued. Let's explore the arguments surrounding this perception. LeBron's passing ability and vision are among the best in NBA history. He consistently sets up teammates for high-quality shots, which contributes to improved individual stats for many players. For example, role players like Kyle Korver, J.R. Smith, and Mike Miller have flourished alongside LeBron as catch-and-shoot specialists because of the spacing his drives create. Big men like Chris Bosh and Kevin Love transitioned to floor spacing roles, benefiting from LeBron's ability to collapse defenses and find open shooters. LeBron led teams almost always improve in win totals and playoff performance upon his arrival. His leadership has also been credited for unifying locker rooms and managing egos, especially during championship runs. Critics and myself point out that many star teammates such as Kevin Love and Chris Bosh saw significant declines in their individual stats when paired with LeBron. Both transitioned from being primary options on their former teams to secondary or tertiary roles, often sacrificing post touches and offensive rhythm to accommodate LeBron's ball-dominant style. For example, Kevin Love's points per game dropped from 26.1 with Minnesota to 16.4 in his first season with LeBron. Some argue that LeBron's play style heavily revolved around spot-up shooters and rim-running bigs, limiting the versatility of teammates. Players who don't fit this mold, like playmakers or isolation scorers, often struggle to adapt. For example, Isaiah Thomas, who thrived as a primary scorer in Boston, struggled to integrate into LeBron's system in Cleveland, which limited his ball handling opportunities. Russell Westbrook struggled beside LeBron James because his style is best with the ball in his hands and not having to try to be a spot-up shooter or last-second scorer. LeBron's ball-dominant nature can marginalize teammates' roles as he often controls the offense. While this leads to efficiency for him, it can stifle the development of young or creative players who need touches to grow. For example, Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, who flourished after leaving the Lakers following LeBron's arrival, are often cited as players whose development was delayed in his system. LeBron's presence creates immense media scrutiny and expectations. When teams fail, blame often shifts to his supporting cast. reinforcing the narrative that he is carrying an inadequate team. For example, teammates in Cleveland and Los Angeles face criticism for team struggles despite LeBron himself sometimes being defensively disengaged. The idea that LeBron makes teammates better is situational. LeBron enhances teammates who fit complementary roles, shooters, defenders, and finishers, through his playmaking and ability to draw defensive attention. His high usage rate and unique play style can marginalize certain players, particularly those who thrive in a primary scoring or playmaking role. This duality makes the narrative partially true, but oversimplified, as making this applicable depends on the teammates in question in the context of their roles. So let's just call it what it is. LeBron James makes players that fit his style of play better, which basically is what you can say for any great player in the NBA. I mean, Magic Johnson made the Showtime Laker team better because he had guys that fit his style of play. So did LeBron really make guys like Chris Bosh or Kevin Love better? Or did their unselfishness and willingness to fit into the LeBron style of play make him look better?
When you're facing, a lot of people feel like the odds are against you in this series. Do you feel like there's too much pressure put on you to be able to try to, do too much for your team? And is it fair?
No, I don't really get caught up in that. I mean, the odds been against me since I was 5-6 years old.
Do you feel a lot less pressure this finals run just because you are undermanned and you had some injuries as opposed to previous years?
Nah, I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world.
The narrative that LeBron has faced unprecedented pressure compared to other NBA greats is often used to frame his career as uniquely scrutinized in the basketball world. While LeBron has undoubtedly been under immense pressure from a young age, critics of this narrative argue that it is exaggerated when compared to the challenges faced by other all-time great players. Let's examine both sides of this claim. LeBron was anointed the chosen one while still in high school, gracing the cover of Sports Illustrated at age 17. The combination of media hype and expectations to become the next Michael Jordan put him under a spotlight unprecedented for a player entering the NBA directly from high school. Unlike past stars who rose through collegiate or professional ranks before reaching the NBA, LeBron's every move as a teenager was broadcast to the world. LeBron's career coincides with the explosion of social media, creating constant scrutiny and enabling direct fan interaction. This has magnified criticism, as even small moments are dissected on platforms like Twitter and Instagram, an experience players from earlier generations didn't face. For example, the infamous The Decision TV special in 2010 drew immediate backlash in real time, something previous stars didn't experience at the same scale. From the beginning, LeBron has been compared to Michael Jordan, often considered the greatest player in NBA history, and he is. The constant debate about his placement in the GOAT conversation has intensified the pressure of him to meet or surpass Jordan's legacy. LeBron has often been expected to deliver championships immediately upon joining new teams. For example, the Miami Heat in 2010, Cleveland Cavaliers return in 2014, Los Angeles Lakers in 2018. Every failure, like finals losses or missed playoff appearances, has been magnified as a referendum on his legacy.
And of course, that much talked about visit to an Atlantic City casino by Michael Jordan on Thursday. Before the assembled media that has been covering the Knicks Bulls series, Jordan gave his version of the trip.
It's attacked in my private life, and I really didn't like it, and I don't agree with it. But I felt a need to come out and express that and tell the truth so you guys can quit hallucinating and taking it further than what it is. And now you know what it is from my standpoint. Anything else that you hear is totally false if it's not to what I just told you. And that's the honest truth. And that's all I can tell you.
Gambling, the second gambling thing that has escalated.
Jordan played in an era with immense media attention, particularly after his first championship and global stardom with the Dream Team in 1992. He was scrutinized not only for his on-court performance, but also for his off-court controversies, including gambling allegations. Unlike LeBron, Jordan faced a championship or bust narrative almost every year pre- and post-1991, with critics relentlessly judging his every playoff failure before his first title. Even when he was fired from his duties in the front office with the Washington Wizards, there were scathing articles written about Jordan and his performance with them. You can look him up. As the heir apparent to Jordan, Kobe endured enormous pressure, particularly after Shaquille O'Neal left the Lakers in 2004. Critics questioned whether he could win as the clear leader of a team, and his reputation suffered during losing seasons and playoff exits. Bryant also played through intense personal scrutiny, including public fallout from his 2003 sexual assault case and his strained relationships with teammates. Magic entered the NBA as a high-touted number one pick and immediately faced expectations to deliver for the star-studded Lakers. His performances in the finals, including a subpar showing in 1984, led to him being called Tragic Johnson by media, a level of criticism that deeply affected him. Chamberlain was criticized throughout his career for his inability to consistently win championships despite his dominance. His career was marred by narratives about his failures and big moments. Kareem faced constant pressure as a generational talent, especially as the NBA's all-time leading scorer, and dealt with racial and political scrutiny that added layers to his challenges. While LeBron James has indeed faced unique pressures due to early fame and the social media era, the claim that his pressure is unprecedented dismisses the immense scrutiny faced by past NBA greats. Players like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Magic Johnson faced relentless criticism, often without the benefit of today's media platforms to control the narratives. The key difference lies in the type of pressure. LeBron's has been amplified by social media, but past legends faced equally intense, albeit different forms of public and media scrutiny. Ultimately, every era has its challenges, and framing LeBron's experience as entirely unmatched oversimplifies the pressures that other all-time greats have endured. And I believe all this stems from social media being prominent in this era, which LeBron is a part of. If we erased all social media right now, LeBron's scrutiny or judgment looks a lot better if it's solely based on ESPN or Fox Sports 1. While he has his detractors on TV, how's that different than Jordan having his? With guys like Walt Frazier, Wilt Chamberlain, Isaiah Thomas, and others always having opinions on Jordan that don't fit what most fans believe or think.
On the defensive end, guess what? At 36 years old, he's a better defender than your boy Kawhi Leonard right now because he's guarding people. So when I look at it, he's not only giving us the offensive package and making others around him better while doing it. On the defensive end, we could argue and say he's the defensive player of the year.
The narrative that LeBron James can effectively guard all 5 positions on the basketball court has been a popular talking point throughout his career. While it's true that LeBron is one of the most versatile and physically gifted defenders in NBA history, the idea that he can seamlessly lock down every position is often overstated. So let's see why this narrative is considered misleading by critics. At 6'9" and around 250 pounds, LeBron possesses a rare combination of size, strength, and agility, allowing him to guard players across various positions. He has shown the ability to switch onto guards, wings, and even big men in crucial moments. Some memorable examples include guarding Derrick Rose, of course, in the 2011 Eastern Conference Finals, where LeBron limited Rose's efficiency late in games, defending Tim Duncan, and even switching on to Tony Parker in the 2013 and 2014 NBA Finals. LeBron has been an integral part of defensive schemes emphasizing switchability, particularly during his time with the Miami Heat and Cleveland Cavaliers. His basketball IQ enables him to anticipate plays and defend players in isolation or on switches. Iconic defensive plays such as the chase down block on Andre Iguodala in the 2016 NBA Finals have reinforced the perception of him as a do-it-all defender. LeBron's strength allows him to occasionally hold his own against larger players in the post, but he has not consistently guarded dominant centers like Shaquille O'Neal, Joel Embiid, or Nikola Jokic. These matchups require specialized size and post defense skills, which are not LeBron's strengths. Teams have often used true big men like Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, or Anthony Davis to guard centers, allowing LeBron to focus on help defense or guarding forwards and wings. While LeBron has successfully guarded quick guards in short bursts, doing so for extended periods is not sustainable. Smaller, faster players like Curry or Damian Lillard have exploited LeBron's lateral movement, especially later in his career. As LeBron aged and took on greater offensive responsibilities, his defensive intensity declined, particularly in the regular season. Critics note that while he remains capable of guarding multiple positions in high leverage moments, he no longer commits to guarding all positions consistently over a full game or season. The notion of guarding every position often ignores the reality that NBA defense relies heavily on teamwork and specialization. Even LeBron's most successful defensive moments were part of well-coordinated team systems. Guarding all 5 positions consistently is rare and situational. But let's look at how much LeBron has guarded all 5 positions in his career. These percentages come from StatMuse, so no, it's not just headcanon. LeBron often takes on quicker guards in key moments or switches onto them during defensive schemes, though it's not his primary matchup. This is one of the more common matchups for LeBron, especially earlier in his career when he had the speed to keep up with elite scoring wings. As a small forward himself, LeBron naturally guards opposing small forwards more than any other position, especially during the prime years of his career. LeBron's size and strength have allowed him to match up against power forwards, particularly in the latter half of his career as the NBA embraced smaller lineups. While not a primary assignment, LeBron has occasionally guarded centers in small ball lineups or switch-heavy defensive schemes. This breakdown varies depending on the team he was on, the era, and his role. For example, early in his career, Cleveland Cavs, he often defended wings more frequently. During the Miami Heat years, with their switch-heavy system, he guarded all positions more equally. In later years, his defensive matchups have leaned more towards power forwards and centers in small ball lineups. Keyword, small ball lineups. Yes, he guards centers, but mostly undersized centers or mid-level centers. Because just to put more context, the average center height in the last few seasons is around 6'10", meaning he's only given up an inch to most of these centers, which means it's still impressive for him to be able to do that as a small forward. It's not as big of a difference in reality. But let's compare these percentages to an elite guard in the NBA, Drew Holiday. These stats also come from StatMuse. So a 6'4" combo guard has been able to guard similar percentages, albeit not exact percentages, against all positions and is widely regarded as an exceptional defender, giving up plenty of size in certain matchups but being effective. We've seen him give guys like Giannis problems. So when we really look at this, is this narrative really highly impressive with some extra context applied? Also, critics of the guarding every position narrative often point to players like Draymond Green or Scottie Pippen who have historically taken on more diverse defensive assignments with greater consistency. Draymond Green, he's known for his ability to effectively guard centers, wings, and guards throughout an entire game. Scottie Pippen, a prototypical wing defender who consistently locked down both perimeter scorers and post players in the 90s. LeBron James is one of the most versatile defenders in NBA history, capable of guarding multiple positions in specific situations. However, the claim that he can effectively guard all 5 positions consistently throughout a game or series is an exaggeration. His defensive prowess shines in high leverage moments, but like any player, his abilities are situational and depend on the team's defensive scheme and matchups. The narrative is best understood as highlighting LeBron's incredible versatility rather than a literal statement about his ability to guard every position equally effectively. While I think LeBron James is great, I don't really understand why he must be in the GOAT debate, but those are thoughts for another time. But adding these narratives into your debate, I also don't understand when they only have some relative truth to them. But I'll finish with this. If he's your GOAT, that is fine, and I don't dislike you for it. I enjoy all opinions. My only gripe is if he's your GOAT for any of the narratives I just went through, well, you're wrong. But what do you all think? Do you agree with these narratives, or are they just oversimplified statements? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you got this far, please hit us with a like and subscribe if you want to view more content similar to this. Thank you, and be back soon with more content.